Hi, you're watching TTV. I'm your host, Charlie Christmas, and you're watching The Big Small Business Show. Today's episode is super exciting. We are going to be talking retail in Oman and what you need to do to be a success. It's my great pleasure to welcome today our special guest, Aisha Kharusi from Junoon Kanga. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
for
so
joining
much.
us. This is so exciting.
Thank you.
So I know that our viewers are going to want to know a little bit about you before we go full into the show. So if you could just let us know a little bit about yourself, that would be wonderful.
Okay. So a little bit about myself. My name is Aisha Kharusi. I am the owner and co-founder of Junoon Kanga. I am a mother of two, and I left the corporate world behind almost a few years ago to start up my business.
Wow.
Yes.
So what were you doing before?
So I've had a very interesting career, very colorful career. I started off working in the publishing house. So I worked for Apex Publishing.
Oh my goodness.
When I just came out of college. I hold a degree in graphic design from the American University in Washington, D.C.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And I started off as a graphic designer and then became a senior designer. And then I decided to do my master's in communication design from Central St. Martin's. It's in London. It is where alumni like Alexander McQueen, Jimmy Choo, Stella McCartney.
Amazing.
So yeah, I've had that kind of.
So you do have a little bit of fashion in your background, maybe a little bit in your blood?
I think it's more graphics, the prints and pattern and all of that. Yes, that's definitely my educational background. Initially, almost 25 years ago. But I've had a very colorful career, as I said. So moving away from Apex, I briefly worked in Sultan Qaboos University in the Center of Educational Technology there. And then I came back to Oman and started also a small business. Not a business, I would say I was freelancing for Oman Observer.
So was this like a little side hustle?
A side hustle before I went back into the corporate world. And I moved to Dubai in 2003, and I worked for the aerospace company Boeing.
Wow.
I worked in the international relations department and corporate citizenship, which is like goodwill work, research work for Boeing. And I did that for 6 years. So I was part of the team that set up the Middle East office in Dubai. So the Dubai Airport Free Zone, I have a stamp there.
That's amazing.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So I left there as Deputy Regional Director. And then I came back to Oman and I went into the financial sector. I worked as a head of corporate communication for National Bank of Oman. And then I moved into Al-Aziz Islamic Bank as a chief marketing officer.
Gosh.
Yes.
So that's sort of quite random things going on there.
Yes. Other than that, I've also have additional degrees. For example, in 2016, I was part of the National CEO program, which was funded by His Majesty, the Sultan, enriching the lives of C-suite level Omanis, both men and women, in the private sector to enter this program.
That's so interesting.
Which was really interesting.
Yeah.
And we had the chance to go to IMD Business School in Switzerland, and they sent us also to the National University of Singapore for some programs over there. And it was a 1-year program. So I'm very proud of being a part of that.
Amazing.
And then also, I do have certificates in general management, like from London Business School and so forth. Yes.
Gosh.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Really. That's a very vast history of work you've got there.
Thank you.
So from such a diverse work background, obviously you have created this amazing brand, which could be construed to be a little bit out of your comfort zone. Why? What was the motivation behind the creation of Junoon Kanga?
So in 2005, my maternal uncle, invited me to what I call a trip of a lifetime for me. And it was to the island of Zanzibar. And what was intriguing for me about Zanzibar is the fact that my parents at home speak Swahili. So my dad was a diplomat working for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Oman.
Oh.
So I always heard my parents speak Swahili at home, even though I knew that I'm Omani. We speak Arabic. We're in English simply because we were sent to international school, British and American school, wherever he went. So I knew that part of my history, but I didn't know much about my history. So we went to Zanzibar, and I fell in love with the island, and I saw the clear connection between Oman and Zanzibar, be it the culture, the music, the landmarks, the buildings, the architecture. It was so. I was so in tune with what I saw because it was so relatable to me, but it was so majestic, you know?
Amazing.
So that's the connection with the brand itself, is the fact that I've been traveling there for the last 15 years, and I knew to myself that I needed to keep that history alive between Oman and Zanzibar. And what could I do? And that's where this concept came about.
So from your background in graphic design all those years ago, I'm presuming you've brought that into this brand and into your heart, and it's a huge motivation for what you're doing now.
Absolutely, yes. It is. I mean, it was relatable, what I'm doing. Obviously, when you have fabrics or when you have clothes, they are being printed. So I know about printing. I have an understanding of drawing on vector files and Illustrator files and so forth. So I know how we can get it from that point to the point that it's actually a dress. Yeah, so it is very relatable. And the fact that for me, for generations, I've seen my grandmother, my mother, myself, we wear the kanga fabric as a veil at home.
Okay.
So that to me is, you know, it was a...
Do you feel like it's part of your heritage, part of who you are?
It's a very intrinsic part of who we are.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. It identifies the Omani, not just Omani who went to Zanzibar. It is a representation of our Omani national clothes for women. If you go into the interiors, you will notice that women do not wear abayas.
Black, yeah.
Because that is not us. It's all about the colors.
Yes.
So I want to bring in the colors back into our fashion.
And you know, the lovely thing about that is that I think the way that you are putting forward your brand,
Yes.
it's not exclusive to Omani.
No.
The Omani population. Exactly. You're all inclusive. So I, as you can see today, I'm thrilled with this dress.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
You know, and I will wear it with pride.
Yes.
And I love the fact that it's inclusive.
Thank you.
So you open 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago,
Yeah.
and then immediately hit by a global pandemic.
6 months later.
Oh my goodness. So you've opened your new store, and within 6 months, you're having to close it, as everyone did globally, really. How did that affect you, and what did you do to overcome that challenge?
Okay. So I think that's a true test for any business during COVID, basically. What happened is actually it was to our advantage.
Really?
Yes, because
Okay.
what was very interesting, first of all, I only had one flagship shop, which was not in this location, Al Moj. It was in another location, Noor Plaza.
Noor Plaza, yeah.
Which is in Al Hil. And what was interesting, the fact is, what we did, we literally took all our stocks and we took them home with us and we put it in our sitting room. So it was me and my cousin at the time.
Oh my goodness.
Literally, we had hundreds of clothes all over the sitting room. And what we discovered is people were going online and they wanted to buy during Eid. We were like, oh my God, we're so lucky. that people are buying online because we were very aggressive with our Instagram account.
Yes. Yeah, yes. I
And
know.
people are sitting at home. They have not much to do. And they're looking on the Instagram
Yeah, we
account.
were all shopping at that point.
Everyone
Yeah,
was
everyone
shopping.
was shopping. I'm sure everyone at home was shopping.
So now the interesting part is you were not able to shop globally, but you were able to shop locally, which was great for businesses locally.
Yeah.
And for us, I'm pleased to share we were one of those businesses that actually
flourished
during COVID.
Amazing.
Yes, yeah.
Amazing. And I think that happened throughout retail. I think before COVID happened, there was not such a presence online for online shopping in Oman. And it just suddenly took off.
Yes, yes.
Everyone went online.
Yes.
It was a real push to get things done, which was great for the agencies as well that were helping these stores go online. So I think, as you say, for some people, COVID was actually it was a challenge, but then it had a silver lining. There was a success story linked to that.
Absolutely.
And thank goodness, really.
Yeah. I'd also like to make it clear, before I decided to open a shop, we were basically trying to understand who are our customers.
Yeah.
Because remember, we started at home and then we moved into Souq al-Sabt. Now, majority of our customer in Souq al-Sabt in those days, in 2018, they were expats, mainly Western expats. And now you have to remember when COVID came, the number of foreigners have decreased.
Massively,
and those were a large number of my customers. But again, it was a true test of time that not only did we reach out to expats, but we were also able to reach out to Omanis to say, listen, this is not just the fabric that you're using at home. This can actually be fun to wear. And it's actually can be very trendy as well.
Totally.
And so it started off with women over 30s. But today, I'm glad to share that we have a lot of teenagers who love to wear the Junoon Kanga
I'm so
brand.
happy.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Because they see their friends and they see someone who's really popular end up wearing it, then they want to wear it as well. So, because we make these funky wrap pants and all of that, so they like that, and with the matching T-shirts and so forth. So.
That leads me on to my next question, actually. You guys are so good with your social media and your marketing. Who is in charge of that? Is that you? Do you use an agency? I mean, really, you are leading the way as far as your social media and marketing is concerned.
Thank you so much.
It's amazing.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I have to say it's a group effort from all of us, whoever works for the Junoon Kanga team.
Okay.
Where it's a group effort. And no, we don't have an agency. People do ask us. I'm utilizing whatever resources I have within.
Yes.
And it's been working well for us. We have great photographers, I have to say. Yulia photographer, I don't know if you know her. She's an amazing photographer. She helped me out right at the beginning. And we were not taking just generic photographs against a white wall. We were going out of our way. We were going to forts. Because it's culturally inclined, we needed to connect our brand to our surrounding. So even if you see the video up there, we did it in the majestic background of Salalah.
Yeah, beautiful.
So we do enjoy going around different locations to take our photographs. I mean, there's a lot of time and effort put into it.
Yeah. And you can tell it shows.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful platform that you're using in the best possible way. So,
and you do have to remember, I was chief marketing
officer.
Yeah,
that's true.
So it's something I really enjoy doing myself, and I started doing it, but then I was delegating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Absolute success on that front.
Thank you so much.
So here we are, post-COVID. The economy is recovering. People are starting to do well again. We've got SMEs opening left, right, and centre. It's wonderful, and it fills my heart with joy to see that. Your success, how do you feel your success is progressing, and what are your plans for the future for your brand, Junoon Kanga?
I would say I'm very ambitious. So I would really love to see Junoon Kanga have an impact in various parts of the world. I do have a presence already in Zanzibar with a partnership there.
Okay.
I would love that to expand further.
So you're planning to go international?
I would love to go international.
That's wonderful.
Yes. We are working on being online as well.
Okay.
Because we realize a lot of our Instagram followers from different parts of the world want to buy and purchase, but we still don't have that part fully engaged. So that needs to be. I think, first of all, look, I've seen a lot of young girls come to me and they think this is very glamorous, opening a boutique and all of that. And it's not like that, really. Behind the scene, there's a lot of work and thought process in it. Entrepreneurs generally, worldwide, it takes them about 5 to 7 or 7 to 10 years for them to reach actually peak success. And that includes revenue as well, right?
Yeah.
We can't talk about ourselves. We're not Facebook. We are not Uber. We are not the founder of a mobile app, okay? It's very rare that entrepreneurs do get that peak success when it comes to big profit and so forth.
Yes.
For me, when I talk about success and I say it is a success, is because year one, I had to inject in a lot of money to set up the business. Year two was about pushing the brand for me. Year three is to identify our customer segment, our product development, and the market, whether has it reached stagnation or do I need to look elsewhere?
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's how I work as an individual. I don't call myself an entrepreneur. I'm still at my the beginning of my journey, and I hope it does continue. As I said, I'm very ambitious, but there's a lot of steps to get to where
one has to follow.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you an example. I love to, like any girl, I think, listen to Oprah Winfrey.
Yes.
She always says, follow your passion, do good at what you do, and don't think about the money. That will come later on. So just make sure, get the quality part right, get to know who my customer is, where am I supposed to position myself, get myself online, because this is the way forward, right? So there's a lot of element, the pricing strategy, changes, pre-COVID, post-COVID, So this is all a learning journey for me. So it is not glamorous, but I'm enjoying what I do. And I think that's a very important element to any successful journey of a business.
I absolutely love what you've said. And I think our viewers will really appreciate that very clear message, particularly that you need to be passionate about your business and your brand and how you want to move forward.
And if you wanted to expand, it can remain Junoon Kanga with 2 shops and a few outlets, distribution channels in the hotels. It can remain that way for the next 10 years. But if I'm ambitious, I need to find out what's the next strategy for my growth. So when it comes to growth, I need to look for venture capital. I need to look for investors, so forth. It doesn't, I can't keep funding myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's my way forward if I want this brand to grow.
That's your next stage.
Absolutely. I think the region, Saudi, Riyadh, Dubai, Doha, they love our products, It's just getting the right partnership to get to that level.
Absolutely. So important as well. This is your baby, essentially. So
Absolutely.
You have to partner extremely well. So here we are, retail, such a huge part of life in Oman. I know that we have many viewers here that wish to move into the sector, SMEs that are going to start coming through, that are already coming through, who can benefit from your knowledge and your background. What would be your one piece of take-home advice for our viewers at home, if that's their wish to move into the retail market in Oman?
They need to think out of the box, in a sense that no matter what, the market in Oman is small, and we have to accept that.
Yeah.
We have a population.
We're less than 5 million?
Well, that's with labors, but if you want to talk about, in reality, it's probably 2 point something million. Please don't quote me.
Yes.
But I don't think there's a large spending power in the country. And also remember that this space, the retail business, there's competition with the existing larger retails, which is the international brands. People or customers will expect you to have really good quality work. And even if you have good quality work, they still will think the international brand, which is made in a really poor country with poor labor, is better quality than your work. So it's not easy to tap into that market. You need to engage with your customers. You need to share what are the values of your brand and your product, which I do on a daily basis.
Yes, you do.
Because the local market, they know what is a kanga is. And kanga may be very cheap, but I source and make very good quality kanga. My cotton is strong. It's good quality kanga. So I would say it's not easy tapping into the retail market, but if you love what you do and you do it with passion, and quality is very important, and obviously a combination of the marketing and yourself, you need to push the brand. I think you have an opportunity to, make it.
Yeah.
And remember, when we talk about success, you need to define your own success. Nobody can define that for you. For me, getting to this stage, I think I'm successful.
I think you are too.
Yeah.
Aisha, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for imparting so much valuable information to everyone at home. It's really been my absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And for you guys at home, remember, if you have any questions that you would like to ask, just pop them in the comments below. Thank you for joining us. Good night. See you next week. Join us on the Big Small Business Show every Sunday at 8 p.m. on TTV.